Hi, I'm Jules. Welcome. I am doing a little kind of behind the scenes, behind the cards storytelling about the art in my card decks so that those who are choosing to enjoy them and welcome them into their homes and lives, whether that's through one of the print decks or whether that's through the free monthly digital card picks that I choose, that I send out in email each month. And I'll include the link for you to sign up for that if you'd like to receive them that way. I wanted to give you a little more than what is right on the card. Sometimes I do that with the ones that I pick for the emails. At the moment what I'm feeling, but not really the story behind the art. And so sometimes there's a lot of energy that went into it and a lot of symbolism and stuff. So I'm going to start with this one. And this is on the Vitality card. I'm going to have to look up whether that's in the Heart of Life deck or Soul Songs deck because I use them together as a double decker and I don't remember. So this is a collage, that mixed media collage, and this is how it started actually, which you can't even see that aspect of the story on the card, so I think it's interesting to share. It says healing wounds. If you can see, there was a big gash in this canvas when it arrived. I order most by mail because I live way out in the middle of nowhere, and when it arrived it was damaged and they replaced it, but I still wanted to use it. I didn't want to waste it. So I decided to do a very thick collage on the front to heal that wound. That ended up really being the beginning of the energy that went into this, and it became about healing so much more. And the story in here is with the masculine, the divine masculine and the divine feminine being in harmony and in balance together is part of the energy of this card, and that feels healthy. And so I think this was maybe it's obviously some sort of Buddhist thing, and she was an old goddess in a magazine that I repurposed both of them and painted over them and totally changed them, but that's what went into it. And they were both bringing that energy into it of the divine mother and father, whatever religion, doesn't matter, that energy and essence, because I don't really think of the divine as a gender, but we have in a lot of our cultural heritages and stories and belief systems that's associated with it. So this was about healing that to be more in balance. And then there's it was also about finding the treasures within us, which is why that says treasure and satisfy the hunger, like our hunger for a relationship with the divine. Maybe it could be hunger for anything. It could be hunger for your own self-love and acceptance, whatever that might be. It did not really mean your hunger in terms of eating, but that hunger in life, for whatever it is, that may that be satisfied in healthy ways, and that we can find the treasure within. And this was to be like the tree of life, growing up and blooming. There's a bee here representing sweetness and honey, and also symbiotic cooperative relationships. The bee pollinates the flower and makes honey, and they work together in a harmonious way. This is like a fountain, like the fountain of life coming down and then going into here and through the garden and then rising back up. It's called Full Circle, the painting. And then coming back through the water bearer right here, nourishing and watering the tree of life. And so that's how it got its name, to be called Full Circle. There also happens to be a circular peace sign here that was just laying around when I started making the collage. So it ended up in there. And butterfly, like transformation. There's some words in here about the goddess that can be seen as a symbol. I can't read that part because it's painted over. She represents the divine embodied in nature, like, Mother Nature. And there's more to it, but those are the main. I had printed out something and then I painted over parts of it so you can just see little bits and glimpses of it over. And I think it says full circle right there. Sing your sweet song right here. There's like a kind of jester baby down here that represents being playful and keeping that aspect as we're growing in a healthy way. And little honeycombs to represent honey, and there is honey flowing here. So it kind of is water, but it also kind of looks like milk and honey and that kind of nourishment. And she has wings. She has a wing here, like a Luna moth wing that I collaged on to give her, and that was like that she was rising, and Luna moth is associated with the dark, and so that was that there could be beauty in the dark as well. And yeah, and this is bougainvillea balloons, bougainvillea, that had good memories for me from someplace I lived once upon a time, and I used them in my wedding for the aisle. And I don't remember what else might have gone into it. Those are the things that apparently wanted to be shared, so I'm just going to trust that. And maybe something in there speaks to you. Maybe you'll see and find your own intuitive messages, medicine, magic within it. I think that they can have their own conversation with the viewer that has nothing to do with the intention or energy that I put into it. But I wanted to share that in case that insight might just give you even more food for thought when you're working with the cards. So thanks for joining me. Wishing you a very healthy, harmonious, well-balanced, satisfactory, treasureful day. Bye.